Hey everybody, it's Mr. Marshall at Stony Lane again. Last time we were together, we were trying to think about things that we could write a teaching book about. Here's my list. Remember this? I made this list of things that I know a lot about. And I did that by thinking about, well, what do I know a lot about? And I made a list. Okay. Well, so now if you made your list, then you're ready to do the next part. Ready for the next part? So the next part is we want to look at our list and think, which one do we want to write a book about? Which one do we feel like we know a lot about? Which one do we feel like we care about? Which one do we want to write about? Which one do we think that people want to learn about? Okay? So here's what we're going to do. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to try and think which of these topics I think I could write a whole big book about. Ready? So, presidents. Yeah, I know a lot about presidents, but I don't know if kids want to read that. So I think I'm not going to pick that. I know a lot about elephants, but the thing is, there's a lot of things I don't know about elephants. And so I think if I wrote that book, there'd be a lot of stuff that I'd have to look up. There'd be a lot of facts that I might not remember. So I think I'm going to wait with that. Maybe do a little bit more reading about elephants first. I think I'm going to write my book about Stony Lane, about our school, because I know a whole lot about our school. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this other paper, and your teacher's going to have paper that maybe looks like this, or maybe it looks a little different. But what this paper is going to do is it's going to help me know what parts of my book there are, because a lot of times when you look at a nonfiction book or a teaching book, it's broken up into parts. Like this book is about elephants, and so this book has lots of parts. It has in the front, it has what's called a table of contents, and that's got a list of all the different things that are in the book, all the different chapters in my book. Okay, all the different topics that I could write about. So, like, here's a chapter that's called On the Move, and it's about how animals go from one place to another, elephants too, right? And there's a chapter that is all about um, the African elephant, right? And so, like, all these things, all these parts are things that the writer knows a lot about. Okay, so I'm going to make my table of contents, and I'm going to name all the chapters, the things that I know a lot about my topic. So I'm going to write here my teaching book is Stony Lane, and I'm going to put that there. That's the name of my topic. That's the name of my book. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to think, well, what are the things that I can say about Stony Lane that I could teach others in my teaching book? So let's see. What could the first chapter about Stony Lane be? What are the things that I know about Stony Lane that I could say a lot about? Not just anything, but things I could say a lot about. I could talk about in the first chapter, I could talk about the teachers, right? Because there's a lot of nice teachers in our school who are know a lot and they do fun things. So I could do a whole chapter just about the teachers. I could write about all the different classroom teachers, and I could write about the art teacher. I could write about the school counselor, right? So I could do a whole lot of stuff about the teachers. Okay. Chapter 2. What could I do next? After I'm done writing about the teachers, I could write about maybe I could write about the kids because we have a lot of nice kids here too. And what makes the kids at Stony Lane special, right? So chapter 1 is about the teachers. Chapter 2 is about the kids. Now I want to write what chapter 3 is going to be. What else do I know a lot about our school? I could write about the parking lot. But there's not a lot to say. That's kind of boring. No, I'm not going to write about the parking lot. We have a brand new playground. That's right. Because a couple years ago, the families decided that they wanted to have a new nice playground for their kids. And so we have a lot of cool stuff on our playground. So I could write about the playground That's going to be chapter 3. I can write a lot about that because there's a climbing dome, and um, there's a swing. There's all sorts of fun stuff on the playground that's all new. Okay, one more thing. What else is special about our school? Something that's special about our school is we do a lot of fun events. Like every Thanksgiving, we have a special feast, and what we do is we don't just eat, we collect things for families that maybe can't afford them. And we also have other special events, like we do this fun night at Barnes and Noble every year where kids get to come in and do different stuff, and we read stories to them and we show their artwork. So there's lots of fun events that we do in our school. Okay, do you see what I'm doing? Do you see how I picked one topic from my list? I picked my school, Stony Lane. Don't you steal that. That's my topic. You pick your own topic. Especially if you don't go to Stony Lane. How would you write a book about Stony Lane? And then what I did was I picked the parts of my topic that I had a lot to say about. I picked the things that I knew a lot about and I thought would be interesting. I didn't pick the parking lot because that's boring, right? So, so why don't you try what I just did? Pick out the topic from your list of things you know a lot about, that you want to write about, that you care about, that you think other people will care about, and then make a list of your chapters, the parts of your topic that you know a lot about and that you think would be interesting for someone to read and learn about. Okay? Why don't you try that out? Your teacher can help you, and your friends can help you, and I'll see you next time.